Bear down. Bear down.
It's a bear down.
Who you finna call? Bears Banter. First things first, what's the team in question? Heard Soldier Field got a couple lethal weapons. Bear down, first down, couple key possessions. Come to the post-game, watch them teach some lessons. Say, what? I don't think them people are convinced. I say call them, but they tell you how to read a blitz. They in cover 2, tell me why they switch to cover 6. Every Friday at 7:30, no I cannot miss. Like, hey yo, yeah we live for the post-game show.
Hey, welcome to bearsbanter talk show. This has been one of the most exciting Bears season for a long time. I mean, it kept you at the edge of your seat every game. Unfortunately, our Bears fell 20-17 in the divisional rounds. Hey, let's get at it. Hey, what's up, fellas?
Yo,
What's up?
yo, what's going on?
What's happening? What's happening?
Man, that game, you know what? I was disappointed in the results, but I wasn't disappointed in the season, man. We sat here at the beginning of the season, and I could say for sure I picked the Bears 9-8, and I definitely didn't think it would be a playoff run. So for me, I mean, I would like to go all the way, but we didn't. But I'm not. It wasn't a lost season.
As the
No.
ball went through the upright last night for the Rams, I just sat there and I was like, oh well. I was like, okay. I wasn't disappointed. You know, I was disappointed in the outcome of the game, but not disappointed in the season. I mean, like you said, Bernard, I think I picked the Bears to go 9-8. We're gonna probably have to go back and see what everybody's predictions was. But the Bears won the division. They lost their first 2 games, then they wound up winning 9 out of 10. Then they lost the final 2 games of the season, but they still, won the division and made the playoffs. So I look at the season as a stepping stone because, we can only go up from here. As the season progressed, the expectations got higher, and they should have. But for them to lose in the divisional round, to what people say is the best offensive team in the NFL, one of the best offensive teams in the NFL. You just got to give them props. But we can talk about that as the show goes on as far as the game is concerned.
Yeah. Narratives are perspectives, man. Think about this. We lose 2017, a high-powered scoring offense held to 20 points. And in both instances, we actually were right there to whereas we could have won. We could have went for it. We could have kicked the field goal, done something to 4th and 1. We could have won a game. But you know what? I learned something from guys who are fans of teams who have franchises that have won a lot. And the thing that they always say, act like you've been there before. I can't be angry at this, man, because they have overachieved beyond my expectations. I had them 9-8. They did a lot more. So when the ball went up through the uprights, me too, man, I wasn't angry. I was just like, you know what? For all the negative things that people will see, I see all the positive parts that we wasn't supposed to be here. So bear down, baby.
Man, I had them going 15-2. So what? Hey, ain't no proof. We can't find the old footage. I had them 15-2, going to the divisional round, playing the Rams, all that good stuff. But no, it's definitely something to build upon. And I've been saying for the past couple of years, trust the process.
Mm-hmm.
Now the process is coming into fruition, and anytime you have a rebuild and things of that nature, you're just trying to put the pieces together. And we're looking at where we were weak at this year to try to solidify next year, and it gives us something to look forward to. Like you said, Jay, we've been around here doing Bears Banter. We had the Thanos glove and people going off every weekend, and just it wasn't a good time. But even to consider us losing in the divisional round of the playoffs and nobody's highly upset it shows that where we are today as a franchise.
Yeah, great point. Hey, Jay, when that ball went to the field goal post at the end of the game, I mean, I know the game was over, but I don't know if y'all felt this. I was like, man, what's next? I mean, that was my first thought. Like, man, this can't be it. What's next? like there was gonna be the movie alternate ending. I was
Oh
like, no,
yeah,
this can't be it. Like,
Yeah,
'cause I thought
yeah.
I thought he was gonna miss it because it was starting to curve a little bit.
Yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
and I was like, oh man, that's it, man. It got to be something else after this.
It was one of the things everybody in the section, we turned around and looked at each other. We was like, all right, guys and gals, we'll see y'all next season. I mean, that was pretty much it. Like I said, wasn't nobody mad. Again, Soldier Field was electric yesterday. It was rocking. So it was just one of those things where nobody left. It took us longer to get out. It almost felt like it took us longer to get out the stadium than the actual game was because normally you got people straggling out, and if you stay until the end, you can normally kind of get out. But nobody left at the end, and all the vibes was positive. Of course, you got the boneheads talk about why they didn't do this and they still did that and this and that. But outside of that, it was a magical ride. It was a magical ride. The Bears lost 3 games at home this year out of 11. So even to see 8 wins at home, I ain't seen that in years. So you just have to take it. And like I said again, this wasn't expected of this team.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. Let me get this out of the way before I forget. I want to send special thank you to all the groups that allow us to post a podcast in their group. Of course, us Bears Banter Talk Show Facebook group, but these groups, NFL Chill Spot has allowed us to continue to post in their group all these podcasts. Monsters of the Midway, Die Hard fans, thank you for allowing us to post the podcast. Chicagobears fan club in Atlanta, been supporting us for about 3 years now. And also for the love of football, I'd like to thank you. That's Sean Muhammad's group. But anyway, hey, go ahead, guy. What you got?
I'm like playfully, but sitting up here, I said, we need football Jesus right now. When he threw that pass and Komet caught it, people were screaming. I'm just staring at the screen. I just start laughing. I'm like, you know what? I said, there's got to be some type of divine intervention here. All you can ask for is to have yourself in a situation. They wouldn't, at the end overtime, they got the Rams to do the 3-and-out, whatever it was. They got them back and got the ball back. They had the perfect set of circumstance. We just didn't execute. It happens. Yep. But when we think about, but instead of like dwelling on that, let's dwell on Caleb Williams threw 2 passes, probably maybe 2 of the greatest passes we've ever seen, either in the last 20 years or in our lifetime. Number 2, we come back 7 games, like 2 minutes left in the game. The why not us Chicago Bears were like one of the greater overachievement things. But the thing about this that makes it different is the fact that we can go into the offseason and we can think about some of the improvements we need to make. But in our minds, we think in playoffs now. It used to be, will we go to the playoffs? What are we going to look like? If this is what we got right now, we're going to improve, man. I'd like to see where we're going next year, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, I think we got a couple things we got to clean up, though. Yeah. And I hope Ben Johnson does some soul searching this offseason because there are critical times when we just got to take the damn points. It changes the trajectory of the game. Like that first opening drive, all right? It's snowing, right? The game is going to come down to it's going to be a sloppy game, sloppy field conditions. And I don't know if Santos told him he couldn't make it from there or what, but he comes back and hits one later. You just gotta you gotta keep putting the pressure on the other team instead of putting the pressure on us to come out and make these miraculous touchdown Jesus throws. You just gotta take points when they're there, especially in those type of games when you know that it's not going to be a shootout. Points are at a premium now, and the way your defense ended up playing yesterday, man, I'm like, who the hell was those dudes that lined up on defense yesterday? Because that wasn't the Bears that we were used to these past couple weeks. And to go up against the Rams, those guys, and I was talking to Nutty earlier this morning, Brisker, Gordon, the guys who were signature defenders here the past couple years showed up yesterday as like, hey, y'all, this still our team. We're going to show y'all how we get down. It's Chicago. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
they just went out there and laid it all on the line. And shouts out to those guys. But I really hope Ben Johnson thinks about, I don't know if he's reading the analytics sheet or what. Throw that damn thing out the window and take the point sometimes.
That first drive,
I'm sorry, Jay.
that first drive on offense, they said we was in the sitting there like kick the field goal because again, quick, like you said, this is the playoffs. This ain't the regular season. Points in the playoffs are at a premium.
Yeah.
And at that point, because like you say, it changed the trajectory of the game because now instead of turning the ball over on downs, you up 3-0.
Yep.
In the playoffs, 3 points is big. And that makes the Rams actually chase points now. But it didn't happen. But it was a lot of going for it on fourth down on both teams. That's just the new NFL right now. I don't know, if this is going to be a standard right now, but people just don't kick field goals no more.
It's combination.
One of the things I mean, y'all know I religiously said every game. I pointed out. I mean, I know sometimes people are like, "Hey, we're analyzing wins." Yeah, I'm actually saying at times that this will bite you in the butt eventually in the playoff when you pass up. And I've even pointed out the last game. It's not that the Bears start off slow; they actually pass up that first opportunity in the red zone. Last week, we actually threw an interception like we did this time on the red zone, and it was on fourth down, and it was on the 4-yard line. So those are makeable field goals. But, Ben is a great coach, but I agree with you quick what you're saying because that's a difference in that game if you're up 3-0 at the beginning versus them getting the ball in a 0-0. They have no pressure at 0-0, and does that indicate if you score first, you're going to win the game? No, it do not. But what it does is it adds up in the game. It's a difference if you're in that game and it's 13-10 versus 10-10. Now that puts them in a more pressure situation at the end because they could tie it up with 3 or maybe because we passed on 2 field goals in the red zone, you could be up 16-10. They have to get a touchdown. But now all you need is a field goal. Maybe there's no overtime. I don't know, right? We don't know what the outcome of that being. But what he does have to do is make sure you don't go the road of the Detroit Lions. The Lions took those risks so much 2 years ago, it got them out of the Super Bowl when they was one game from the Super Bowl. And then last year they got beat the first round of the playoff, and this year they don't even make the playoffs.
Right. We don't. I think what happens is some people may kind of misconstrue what you're trying to say, but I'll explain this. A lot of times you may have heard us say, man, we can't keep kicking these field goals. We can't keep kicking these field goals when we have an opportunity to score a touchdown. But in these instances like this, think about this. If you even have 1 point, cold stadium, below 15 degrees, you're in a playoff game, the Rams are in Chicago, that 1 point feels like 10. Because you out there with the elements, it's the pressure and everything else. Me personally, there were 2 times I just thought they should have kicked field goals. And it's like, but unfortunately, they saw otherwise. But then I think, too, this is like the first year. They're going to have a chance to kind of tweak the book a little bit, look at some stuff that did and didn't work, and start getting into the place where they start getting to more playoff strategy, as far as plays that they're going to marry with other plays to go together, But as I said before, man, I have no damn complaints at all right now, man.
Before we get to the game, let me ask y'all this because this was a debate that we had going on. When the Bears scored the touchdown,
I already know where you're going.
And they was 1 point from tying the game. Do you go for the tie or do you go for the win?
Okay.
Go ahead.
In this case,
go ahead, Bernard.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm going for the tie because the Bears had too much negative conversions on the red zone. There was not enough proof in that game that they would have converted that too. Coastal Loveland is your tough down catching receiver, tight end. He's out of the game. So I would go for the tie. That's why I would go for because the momentum of the game did not dictate success.
Doc.
All righty, and now
What you got, Quick?
I'm going for 2. After that pass, my ass ain't even supposed to be here no more. I'm going for 2. Reason being is, and I know that we didn't have a good 4th down conversion percentage last night. I'm going for the 2 because I don't want them to get the ball back. As good as my defense was playing, I really don't want to go to overtime. I'm going to take my chances right now, and I'm going to tell my guys, hey, man, listen, this is the ball game. And I'm going to come up with that. Every coach has that one play that we've been working on all year for this moment right now. And we're going to run that play, and we're going to say either we get it done or we take our ass home. And that's it. I'm not giving Matthew Stafford the ball back. Not at all. No chance. I'm going for 2. And I'm usually the guy to say, man, we just got to tie it up, go to overtime. I'm going for 2 last night. That throw that he just made, hell no. We going for 2.
I was kind of torn. Because I wanted, in essence, the game to continue. So I was like, kick the extra point. But in my
Because of your
head,
parking pass amount. The Bulls.
but in my head, Doc, I told Ed, Doc, I said the same thing. I'm like, you take your best 2-point conversion play and you run it right there because you just shocked them and tied the game up. You just shocked the Rams. If you looked at their bench, that shocked them. They still in shock mode. You got that one play where you could go and score that 2-point conversion, and you walk away with an 18 to 17-point lead. And as a coach, thinking about Ben Johnson, who he is, and in his first year, would the crowd been like, oh, he should have kicked the extra point, or they would have been like, that was a good call. He should have went for the 2 had we missed. So it's like a 2-part question. But in my head, had I been the coach, I would have went for 2.
You playing with house money. You playing with house money.
I'd have went for 2.
6 hours a year, and DJ Moore can't give me 100% on every play for 28 minutes for 6 hours of work. Okay, let me answer the first question. The first question, in the moment at that time, I was saying kick the extra point. The reason being is I felt good after that about our chances of being able to come down and move the ball and take a chance. As I look at it now, maybe I would have gone for 2 points. Would have got them. I would have got out the stadium. But my only concern was there were a couple 4th down plays that we had in short yardage plays, and it just seemed like their defensive line just collapsed on ours, and we didn't get gains. So, yeah, at that time I was thinking kick the extra point. But as I look at it now, I probably will go for 2.
And you know the play that I'm running that they only ran once all year? That double reverse pass to Caleb in the corner. Because now your defense is blitzing. Oh, they going this way. Oh, they going. Oh. You know what I'm saying? They ran that play one time.
They ran that play one time for a touchdown.
Yeah. You know what? If I was to go for it, and I've been saying this too, what happened to Caleb just keeping the ball, faking the handoff, moving over? To me, I would have been more confident in that play because a couple of plays before that. See, I'm telling you right now, Rome had too many drops yesterday. And so they had this one play where they trying to run in the red zone, right, 2 or 3 yard line, and they're running a quick slant to Zacchaeus, right? Because you don't have anybody on the outside that can make the play. Because Kamat really is not, he's not really a great red zone player for some reason. I'm not sure why. He's not a great red zone player. And you don't have JJ Walker in because he's inactive because all your receivers are active, right? And then DJ is subjective at times, right? I don't know. That's just me, right? But we get to that because I know some of us got some take on that last interception. You got another question, Jay, before we move to the game? That sounded good too. Okay.
The reason why you said that too and that's why I'm going for 2. Loveland's out. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And my security blanket is gone.
Yep.
I'm going for 2. I'm landing on the line. If he would have went for 2, he gonna be damned if he do, damned if he don't. Either way,
Right.
but if he gets the 2-point conversion, he's the greatest NFL coach ever, next to
Mm-hmm.
Chuck Noll.
Mhm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
He's the greatest piece of sliced bread. But if he doesn't, we wasn't supposed to be here like this anyway.
Right.
And now you just get this miraculous
Right.
play.
Mhm.
Man, let's go.
Yeah.
But I bet he's at home right now saying,
Contemplating. I said it went for
damn,
2.
if I would have went for 2, I would have called this play.
Yep.
And all coaches got that one. All coaches got that one play that they've been working on for that moment right there last night.
Yeah.
And he
Did
chose
you
not to use it.
did y'all hear his answer?
What?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't.
okay. His answer. Somebody asked him that in the press conference, and he said because he was not confident that they had a play that was going to work because of I'm paraphrasing, because of all the missed opportunities in the red zone earlier in the game. So the momentum of it he didn't feel comfortable with going, and he thought the safe thing was to go.
Was the kick to, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
So
that's
that's
a
what he
perfectly
said. It's
that-
kind
that
of
is-
like
that's a
last
perfectly good
game.
answer for. That's a
Yeah.
perfectly good answer though.
Yeah, it's kind of like last game when
Yeah.
you afraid your defense getting back out there. Was it last game or whichever game it was? And I guess it was not last game, the game against the last game of the season,
Against
where he really didn't want
Detroit.
to put the ball in the defense hands, right? And he was like, "Nah, I'm just gonna go for it because I really
Yeah.
basically saying I don't trust the defense to get a stop." But anyway, talking about defense, man, the defense played a good game last night. That was the best game probably as a unit to me that they played. They sacked Stafford. They defended passes. They got, I thought Kyler Gordon and Brisker as a combination, it looked how they looked about 2 years ago or last season of them. They gave Puka a hell of a time. Man, they was on Devontae Adams. I mean, I thought they played a great game.
Anytime you hold the Rams to 17 points in regulation and Matthew Stafford to 0 touchdowns, you played a pretty good game. You know, in the playoff game. And I can understand, people can say the conditions weren't really that bad. They really wasn't.
It wasn't
Because
bad as his.
Yeah.
it wasn't bad as predicted because Tatum threw the ball 42 times and Matthew Stafford threw the ball 42 times. So
Hey, did you see anybody fall? Did you see anybody fall last night?
Nope.
Slip?
Nope.
Yeah,
Jalen
that's what I'm
Johnson
thinking.
don't
So
fall.
the conditions weren't that bad. It was
No,
just
they
Jalen
cold.
Johnson
wasn't it?
probably fall. Hey, quick. Jalen Johnson probably fall. He always falls.
Well, he always falls. He fell
But
on
you
that
know what? It
touchdown when
wasn't-
he ain't make that tackle.
But
He fell
Jay,
on
let me
that.
just ask your opinion because you were in the stadium and it was something I was actually over at the yacht club over at the tailgate. I know what my answer was, but did it feel like it was as cold as everybody thought it was supposed to be?
No, absolutely
Exactly.
not. The Cincinnati, the Cleveland game was colder than yesterday.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as much as of a stink as they made about how cold it was going to be yesterday,
Yeah.
it really wasn't that cold.
When I was driving, it was 20 degrees on the dash when it was supposed to have
Yeah.
been 9 and all that. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go back to the throw.
It had to warm up to snow.
Right.
Hey, let's go back to the throw. I know so many things we could dissect in that game. I can't remember if we talked about this offline before we started or the man, that throw. I'm gonna tell y'all what my thoughts were when that throw was about to happen. That absolutely is the first time in any of these games as a comeback that I actually said, "Damn, we about to lose." I had not. I mean, when he started running backwards, I was like, "This play is dead." That was the first time I ever felt that we was about to lose. And when that ball went in the air, I was like, "Man, it's gonna sell out of bounds because this is like not Tecmo Bowl, but really like Madden." Man, and they caught it. I was like, "Man, where did that come from?" I'm like, "Did he come from the sideline?" Man, that was an incredible throw, man. And I'm gonna say this every week when we watch this game, Bears game, I said, man, I ain't never seen a throw like that. I realized I say that every week with Caleb. With that said, we got our quarterback, man. There's no doubt, man, because every game there's a throw that you say, I have never seen that type of play ever made.
Even the touchdown throw to DJ Moore, we was like, who is he throwing that to? I mean,
Yeah.
so that play when he dropped back, and if you look at the tape, he literally turned around and sprinted back. He wasn't just backpedaling. He literally turned his back and was sprinting back. And he threw a 49-yard touchdown pass. He threw a 49-yard, 14-yard touchdown pass. Because the Bears was on the 14, and he let that ball go from the 49. And for Komet to keep working, I thought they was going to call a pass interference. I really did. But, him and the defensive back were jostling down the field the entire time. And he got the separation he needed to make the catch. But it was a perfect pass because it was towards the back pylon or towards the corner of the end zone. And he had to make sure he dropped it in the end zone and Komet was able to get his feet down.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask a question. Here's a question. It's something I think needs to be addressed because you got one end of the contingency blaming Caleb Williams for throwing three interceptions. You got another end of the contingency saying that DJ should have run this and that. Okay, you got to ask yourself a question. If DJ doesn't catch those two passes against Green Bay, where are we at? At the crib. Number two, if Caleb don't make them throws he made, where are we at the prior weeks? At the crib. See, here's this thing. I used to hear these older people say, it's like, doggone, I do 9 great things, and then when I do one thing wrong, you want to concentrate on the one. I get where you're coming from, but by the same token, we can't sit up here and blame Caleb Williams for 3 interceptions or saying DJ cut off his route or some guys drop balls when these same people that have done this in this game got us to this place. If you really want to think about it, if we're a team, blame the next man for not stepping up. It is what it is. It happens, and I get what people are talking about, man, but this is a phenomenal year, man. It's a phenomenal year. We did a great job. We came up short. It is what it is, but let's not be down on it, man. It happens. There's a lot of reasons why we lost. Maybe the reason why we lost is because I didn't pay for a ticket to come see it. It could be a whole lot of things. I'm not saying I'm anybody in the grand scheme of things, but I'm just keeping it a buck, man.
Hey,
I
got a question. I got a question for you, guy.
Yes, sir.
What was the last watch party you went to?
Yesterday.
No, before that.
With you.
And we lost. And I told you I was staying my ass from down there.
Yep.
Because we lost. All right,
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Jay.
There you go. See, exactly. I'll take that.
Okay.
I'll take it. You know what?
Okay, Bernard, can you put up the last comment between Caleb and DJ was a miscommunication?
Oh, that one, miscommunication. Yep.
And I think your boy Lauro, I'll explain that to you in a minute. And it was another one that somebody put up there saying something about I need my receiver being paid $28 million, and I need him to play 100% every game.
Oh yeah, that was a while ago. Let me see if I can find it.
First of all, I want to say, as far as a miscommunication, it wasn't a miscommunication. It was just bad route running. It was a bad route by DJ because the play was wide open. If you go back and look at it, Rome was on the outside, and he took the safety out of the play, and DJ just ran a bad route. I'm not saying he loafed it. I'm not saying he wasn't 100%. He ran a bad route because had he ran the route and squared the route in, it was nothing but green grass in that entire area.
Oh yeah.
So it wasn't about a miscommunication. DJ ran a bad route. He ran a bad route.
Yeah, the best communication, I'd say when Caleb said that, somebody asked me what did that mean. I said that's a nice way to receive a quarterback to say the receiver run a wrong route. That's just a nice way of saying that. They're not gonna publicly say that. One of my sons asked me, he said he didn't recognize the route, and I'm gonna read what I wrote.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I said
it's not on the tree.
I said that was a fat, skinny, post long pitch. That's how I
Struggle.
described it. Because he was not running a route. He was just running. Because if you look at that play, maybe I am wrong. All Rome's job was to clear
to
out.
clear the safety. That's
Clear it
all he
out.
had to do.
And he was going to make his man, and I think the other safety be in conflict because he's going deep. So he was splitting them. And at this point, DJ was supposed to turn it flat because even when you freeze the screen, there's nobody in that area.
In that area.
Hadn't even got to that as a kid. Burton hasn't even got to that area. So Caleb throws where the ball is going to land. And DJ keeps running, almost look like a post. But at this point, the safety sees it and he's breaking on the ball. At this point, DJ Styles almost look like he's about to turn inside like a little half circle, whatever you want to call it.
DJ bent the route when he should have squared the route because Curl was the safety. That was the safety on top. There is no way a safety is supposed to be able to intercept that ball if you flatten your route out. But he bent his route. And because he bent the route, Curl was able to read the throw. So it wasn't bad communication. It was just he ran a bad route. And that's,
Right. And he said, like you said, the communication part to protect his teammate. That was basically it.
Yeah, he just ran
I haven't seen that. I ain't seen that backside route on no route tree ever. Never.
Yeah, I haven't either. I know when people say this, what we're saying, people believe that you dislike DJ or you throwing him on the ball. No, we're actually making real analytical evaluation of what we saw on that play. And it's easy I hate to say this word because all of us feel like we're fans, but it's easy sometimes for people who kind of like casual watchers of football to just say Caleb just threw 3 interceptions. Right. And they just dismiss it as that versus there are plays that are time and routes. And sometimes when a quarterback misses a play and it looked like, man, who was he throwing to or why did he throw it? A lot of times it's because the receiver did not run the route that the quarterback thought he was going to run or the one they practiced. And last year I said this exact thing in reference to DJ, and it's not pile on DJ moment because it's not his fault that they lost the game. I said this last year. DJ needs to run the route that the play is designed for. And he needs to run the route that Caleb thinks he's going to run. It's not the route he wants to run. It's the route that the quarterback thinks you're going to run. A receiver cannot run the route that he wants to run if the quarterback thinks he's running something else. You're going to get your quarterback picked off a lot when you do that. And I think what happens with him is DJ runs lazy routes at times. I just want to say this at times. And sometimes he's loafing, and sometimes his routes are not flat. So that's why when Caleb sometimes some of his worst throws, and it's weird because some of his best throws are to DJ, but some of the throws where he just missed totally, I'm telling you, you could go through his film and I could tell you, swear 80% of them are throws to DJ.
It's a difference. Wide receiver, it's 2 types of wide receivers. You got wide receivers that run crisp routes, and then you have wide receivers that run finesse routes. And DJ Moore is a finesse route runner. He's not a crisp route runner.
Right.
Hey, a lot of times when you're a finesse route runner, the ball will get picked off.
Well, let me ask this question. He came from the backside slot, right? Mm-hmm. He never got his head around.
Nope.
How much time do we think Caleb got back there?
but
that route was a long route for you to never even look back.
But you know what? And Caleb's pocket was so clean on that play.
It sure was.
The pocket was so clean on that play.
How long do you think he got? Like,
I get it.
Even if you just like, all right, so you think he got no pressures all night? Or we're talking about in overtime.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times with DJ that I've noticed over the last couple of years, and don't get me wrong, because I still think DJ Moore is the best wide receiver on this team.
That's
debatable. Don't get me wrong. I think a lot of times in his head, when he don't think the ball is going to come to him, it
was a clear out route for him. Like soon as the clear out comes, hell, I might want to get back because Caleb may have to get me the ball earlier than anticipated because he may be getting pressured.
Yeah, but it was
This
just
dude never saw the
it was
ball
just
coming at all. The
it was just
safety had a better read of the ball than he
he
did.
did. He did. But
Yeah,
he
That's
bent his route.
trash.
He bent his route instead of flattening it. And that's all
Trash.
I can say.
yeah.
You can't
You
make
know
an
what?
excuse for that.
Yeah, and I agree. Hell of a catch. He made the one-hand catch for the touchdown. Cleveland game, Green Bay game, man, all that. Man, there's no doubt about it. But I'm telling you, you could look at in losses, you could see some of the same thing. You could see in the San Francisco game where Caleb is in the scramble drill, and DJ literally is standing on the other side of the field, just standing in one spot, waving his hands. When the first thing you taught in the scramble drill is to work towards the quarterback. You know, you can look at the Green Bay game. You had something similar where they're running a high-low route, but the players go commit. But because he's running so slow on his route, his man figures out, Nixon, that it ain't going to him, and he beelines it right away and picks it off before it gets to commit. Where if DJ was running his route, he would not have let DJ go because he would have thought DJ was a real option. Defenders are smart. They actually are some of the best athletes and smartest. Man, look, D-backs are probably just as smart as the quarterbacks on the field. They're
Right.
looking at the play and they're trying to, for real, I mean, I'm not trying, they're looking at a play, backpedaling, and trying to figure out at the same time what the quarterback is looking at. At the same time, did I see this play before? At the same time, this guy's doing all kind of moves, and you got to break on the ball. And if something bad happens, you got to dismiss it and come back the next play. Just like a quarterback. D-backs and quarterbacks have to have, and receivers.
Short memories.
They had to have short memories. You cannot dwell on the play because a bad play is going to happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember a couple years ago where they would only run them bubble screens with DJ. I'm almost starting to figure out why now. Like, no. Like the route, I mean, like if you really look at that route, you look at the concept of that route, and everybody that talked about the concept of the route was like, man, that was the perfect call.
It was the perfect call.
If he flattens out, like you said, there's nobody there. And so as a receiver, I'm like, okay, let me go to the area where nobody's at. Maybe he can hit me here, you know? But for him to never get his head around, that route was probably 6 to 7 seconds long. And you never look back at all? Like, man, that's bad. That's bad football. Man.
Yeah.
That's how Jay used to do at Alcorn, man. You'd be like, man. Like,
but just analyzing the game, you know, I was satisfied. I wasn't happy with them not taking the 3 on the opening drive. I think that was just a bad, you know, in the playoffs, you know, like I say, points are at a premium. You got to take those points. And the defense actually played pretty well. Offensively, I thought by halftime we got away from running the football because we only ran the football 12 times in the first half. They had 6 carries by Swift, 6 carries by Monanga. And I was like, that's not a good recipe. They did kind of come out and run a little bit more in the second half. But the overtime, I was wondering why we were throwing the football. After we got the ball back, and we start methodically going downfield, I'm like, just take it. Down, possession at a time. Down at a time, down at a time, down at a time. To be able to get into field goal range. I didn't even feel no need for them to be throwing the football 20 yards down the field, which wound up getting intercepted. But that was the recipe for that game because at that point, you still had the Rams on their heels coming off of the last possession in the final in the fourth quarter up until overtime because they literally went 3. They got the ball and they went 3 and out. So they defense was right back on the field. And you can see them methodically moving the football down the field until Ben decided that he wanted to go for it and get a big chunk. And I just think that wasn't the time.
We didn't need that play right there.
Right. It wasn't the time to call that play.
Breaking news. I know this is not Bears related, but Seahawks running back Zach Charbonnet is out with the torn ACL.
Oh,
wow.
and out for the rest of the season. All right, now back
Oh
to that
wow.
play. I needed that Adam Schefter breaking news NFL.
Whoa, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
it
Wow.
was actually a great play call, but we didn't need that play right then. And I thought they were gonna
Nope.
go to an intermediate, like a real intermediate 5, because I don't know if that was Manuga that swung up the left side and was sitting there waiting on that regular play that he always do with Caleb, and it was somebody else in the hook curl that we could have got that would have got us closer to the first down, but that play was open, so I don't know.
I mean, it was open.
Man.
It was
Yeah,
open, but
we didn't
I
need that
just
big
felt
chunk right then.
I just felt like the way they was moving the football on their
Yeah,
drive in overtime, they didn't need to break that momentum to go for a chunk play.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was open. I didn't think they needed that. I was actually surprised, even on the drop back, because he had a little time to throw. I was like, man, they're moving the ball well. I mean, this
Yeah.
mixing some runs, some little, just throw some balls in the flat, right? You needed basically 20 yards. I would say about
Mm-hmm.
20 yards because you were about at the 45, and based off the conditions, I don't think I wouldn't have kicked anything beyond that, because 35-yard line, what's that, like 51, 52-yard field goal? That's a little, that's on the borderline, right, on that, especially in that kind of weather.
Especially at that end of the end zone, because that's where the wind was at.
Okay.
The wind was really in that end zone at that time of the game. The wind had been shifting. You could look at the north end zone, and you can look and you'll see the flags blowing. Then you look at the south, and then the south ain't doing nothing. Then you can look at the north again, and they was stagnant. So it was at that time though. The south end zone was where the wind was swirling at.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Yeah. But anyway, overall, man, it was a very close game. I know there were people nationally saying that the Bears was going to get 50 points put on them. It was not even close to getting 50 points on them. The Bears actually showed that this season was not a season of, people were saying it was luck or they was frauds. That game put people on notice that the Bears were not frauds. And the Rams knew it in that game. And then when they even scored that last touchdown, I mean, Matthew Stafford was on the sideline, and he just
Right.
had to look like, wow, like wow. I mean, I think all of us was like, wow, like that was incredible. I think there's a lot of positives that you could take into the off season, and I think as a fan base, we have people that we really like, and we have fan favorites. But the team has to take care of business. In the NFL, it evolves so much. You really cannot afford to bring every player back that you had before, because really a lot of times that's not anticipating the growth from the other teams. If you do that, you have to look and say, where can I get better? And me and Quick was talking about it. I definitely say, as good as the Bears defense played yesterday, the interior did not play well. Billings, Javon Dexter, and
Grady Jarrett.
Jared did have one bat down, but as a unit, they were not pushing the pocket enough. They probably would have had more sacks because Booker and Sweat was after him. And those corners off the edge when they blitzed, they was making a move, but he was able to step up and make some plays. But I do want to say the one defensive lapse they had was a bad call by Dennis Allen in overtime. I think it was third and 7.
No, it was
Whatever it was. Yeah, 5.
I'm sorry. It was 3rd and 6.
36. And they brought pressure. And if they hadn't got it, they definitely would have punted on that drive. But what ended up happening was they brought pressure and they went to a hot route, but then you got Byer 12 yards up the field who has to guard Puka. That don't make any sense at all. If you're going to blitz like that, then the safety has to come up closer to take that pass away from Puka. So Puka catches it 2-3 yards from the line of scrimmage, and I think he ends up getting 7 or 8, which ended up moving the chain. And then the next play, they went on, moved the chain, eventually got in the field goal range. And I don't know if y'all was thinking like me when I'm watching the Rams pass in that series when they at the 30-yard line. I'm like, man, they taking a chance, man. I was like, man, is this going to be an interception for us? Because at one point you're like, why did I brought the field goal unit out? And they continued to pass. I'm like, man, maybe this one more Bears magic going to be worked.
But that was a bonehead. That was a very bonehead blitz. And I don't know if the alignment was They was trying to disguise the coverage, but you got Kyler Gordon standing on the line of scrimmage right over Puka, and as soon as the ball is snapped, Kyler Gordon blitzes, and all Puka had to really do was turn around.
Turn around, yep.
All he had to do was turn around. And then Bayer got there, he missed the tackle. Then he dragged Jalen Johnson for another 3 or 4 yards.
Oh no!
And that gave them the first down. So yeah, like I say, I don't know if Bayer was supposed to move up in the coverage, but I do know that was his man. But like you say, he was 12 yards off the ball at the snap of the ball.
Yeah, it's just, but they have been running that blitz all night, and so they've been running Kyler Gordon off the edge all night, and so you got to know. First of all, you should know where Puka Nacua is at all times.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely.
Like there shouldn't be an instance where, like, he can't catch the ball.
Right.
When it's third down, he cannot catch the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get a flag, or I'd have been happy with a PI or something, right? Overplaying it or something to that nature. But Puka Nacua cannot get a free
release off the line.
Like, what are we doing? Yeah, that can't happen. Even in as a defensive player, hell, you should know the blitz calls, right? And you should know what man you have after that. Hey, you got to come down and play tighter coverage because you're not playing safety. You got this guy, and maybe you're trying to disguise it too much. But I don't know if y'all remember the one play where Gordon was on the edge and he was blitzing and he was not showing it, and then they said set. He started running in and had to come back and reset again, like, and then still winning that. He ended up getting a sack on that play.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, y'all didn't see him half come the first half.
Mm-hmm. You know who else played a good game on defense? Maybe he goes unspoken. Stevenson played a good game last night. He defended his man well. I thought they matched up well against that receiving core. And Jay made a comment earlier about route running in reference to DJ. If you don't know exactly what he means, watch Puka Nacua. And reason I'm mentioning him is I don't know what his 40 time is. I have no idea. But when you watch him play, he doesn't look fast. But he gets open because he runs such precise routes. And he got great hands, too. I mean, like I said, I don't know his 40 time, but every time you see Puka, he's always seemed to be open.
And not only that, you got to give Tyree Stevenson some props because he was defending the best route runner, in my opinion. The best route runner in the NFL.
24 yards.
Yeah, Devontae Adams.
He is the best route runner in the NFL.
He's probably the best receiver in the NFL, pound for pound.
And the way Stevenson played him yesterday, and it was funny because y'all probably didn't see it on TV. It was one where they went to the end zone. They were going to the south end zone, and they threw a ball to Devontae Adams, and Stevenson defended it and batted it away, and he started celebrating with the fans in the end zone. I don't know if y'all saw it on TV.
No.
Bayer snatched him up like, hey, come back to the huddle. Next, we got another play. So, but he played well yesterday. Stevenson played really well yesterday. He tackled well, and he defended well.
Devontae Adams, 6 targets. He had 2 catches for
24 yards. Yep.
If you told me, I don't care what the weather's like, but if you told me that would be his numbers at the end of the game, I'd have bet house money. Like, no way. Ain't no way. No way. But that one catch he made, man, oh, my God.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. We talking about Tyreek Stevenson, and for the past couple years, he's had some ups and downs and not really being in there all the time now and all that, but he was a guy that I said was a dog a couple years ago. And he really doesn't get the notoriety. Well, let's look at this. Tyreek is more of a man-to-man cover than Jalen is.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Jalen was brought here to play zone coverage. In the cover too. And I said this too, because if you look at Richard Sherman ain't no man-to-man cornerback at all.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's one of the better zone corners to ever play in the NFL, though.
Yep.
But if you get him on that island playing man-to-man, Richard Sherman is my nickname +6. Quick 6.
6.
It won't take long to get a touchdown, but it's amazing that the guys who have been doing it for the past 2-3 years on the defense, the defensive backs, they showed up last night.
Yeah, they did.
They showed up last night.
They did.
They
They
showed
really
up.
did.
Brisker,
Briscoe probably
Gordon was playing out of his mind.
Briscoe probably played his best game as a Bear, and he's been on this team 4 years. He probably played his best game as a Bear yesterday. My brother texted me, he's like, man, Briscoe.
That was a business decision, Jay.
Yeah, of course. Of course, because his contract.
That was a business decision, Jay.
Well, let's
He's
go
trying to
back
get
to
re-signed next year. Trying to get re-signed for next year, baby. Hey,
he played his final
you're
game.
as good as the last game.
Yep. He played his final game as a Bear yesterday.
Who?
Jaquan Briscoe, because his contract is up.
Oh, yeah. Hey, but think about this, though. Remember we was dogging Jaquan Briscoe like a couple years ago and stuff. Oh, he is, and he got hurt. And it was just like atrophy. And I was actually I had to actually sit down and say, you know what, we really miss him. That was the same with Kyler Gordon, man. Kyler Gordon comes back, you put him in the box up there, man, sit him right there. It's a whole different type of coverage, man. You like not only have a guy that can't cover, that can do that, but he's a physical dude. You know, so he's physical, man. I love seeing that cat play, man. I like to see Briscoe come back, man, but we'll see what they do.
Yeah. I say the Bears lost. It was a team loss. I guess the way I describe it, it was a game of too many.
Yeah.
Too many drops, too many passed up field goals, too many interceptions, right? Too many like miscommunications, right? That's what to me the Bears is. So it's a combination of all those things that happen. But even with all those things happening, they still were in that game into the end of the game. And this is a 3-point game for the number one offense in the NFL to hold them to, like, say, 17 points in regulation to a defense who was ranked 26, 27, and 29 almost in every category other than turnovers. And for them to put that type of performance was awesome. And it's talking about Briscoe. The Bears are going to have to make some decisions if they want to keep Briscoe. And I know people just don't understand this at times. I was advised, go look at websites like Sports Track if you want to understand salary caps, dead caps, and where a team falls at. Well, somebody mentioned that DJ Moore cap hit this coming season is $28 million. He actually has the highest dead cap hit on this team. But when you come down to it, you can't really almost justify his contract because the production is not going to equal this, as you have the ascension of you're going to have better play from Luther Burden when he has a whole camp. Luther Burden III. Right. He didn't have a whole camp. He had a holdout because of contracts. Then he had an injury. He was a late start, so he was getting in condition in the first couple of games. Loveland is the best tight end in the game at this point. He's going to improve. He didn't even start in camp. He came in from the draft with a shoulder injury. Rome, if he clean up some of those drops where he has to reach out for the ball, Jade Walker is a formidable third receiver. You cannot have $28 million on a guy that's going to give you with playing with those guys. He's playing with a bunch of guys. You can't have a 28 hit and let a guy like Briscoe walk for it. You can't have that, and then you try to come cheap with Darnell Wright. You got to remember Darnell Wright option. Somebody's going to have to go. It's just the reality of the numbers.
Yeah.
Cap hit is what, 300 million, 308 million this year, Jay? Somewhere around there?
A little bit less than that, but some I think it's going up like 22.5 million.
And the Bears currently have $5 million in cap space.
Yeah, but you know like
you
I
can
was
manipulate contracts.
Yeah, but like I was telling guys, the Bears also have a lot of guys that's under contract,
1 years,
and a lot of guys that's on 1 year contracts. So that money is going to fluctuate. But my thing, I think if it was me, I think what I would do is I would try to restructure DJ's contract. I would go to him and see if I can try to restructure.
DJ has
his
no
contract.
choice but to restructure his contract.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
really has no choice but to
yeah,
restructure at this point.
yeah.
Like if he wants to be here, he really has no option but to restructure his contract. Because
And
here's the other thing. But here's the thing. Kevin Byard won't be under contract next year.
Right.
Deshaun Wright won't be under contract next year. C.J.
Right.
Gardner-Johnson won't be under contract next year.
Mhm.
Jaquan Brisker won't be under contract next year. You gotta sign one of the four and maybe two of the four. And maybe two go, but you gonna need some money. And as you say, hey DJ, look, we want to pay you, but we're gonna have to do something with this ink if you want to be here. Because if not, we may have to part ways, and we really don't want to part ways, DJ.
And see the bottom
You
line
know?
the bottom line, my thinking. And the bottom line with DJ is DJ will be 29, I think, next year.
Yeah.
Next season, he'll be 29. He got his big payday. You know, so it's one of them things where now I think this is his 8th season in the league. This is his first time ever in the playoffs.
Yep.
So you got to realize now you're looking at like, okay, do I want to continue to be a part of something that may be great? Or will I demand a trade and go somewhere where it's probably not
to the Raiders?
Somewhere
be
like
at the
that.
Raiders next year.
You know what I'm saying? and you on a losing team. Sometimes I'm speaking for myself. Sometimes it just can't be about the money. You know what I'm saying? You didn't make your money. You on your second contract, so
but he could still get money if he restructures his contract and go bonus wise. You know what I'm saying? Incentives.
Or the back end have it.
Yeah, and say, hey, look, if I get 90 catches next year,
let's convert.
Give me another 10 million. You know, or something like that.
The most plausible thing that they can do is convert his contract, his cap hit next year to a signing bonus. Which is what they do, which is what all these teams do. Which is what all these teams do. So it's a way that it can happen. And I think it would be important because I think he will be important for that wide receiver room. That's just my thinking on it.
Yeah, that's why you have to have the conversation to say, do you want to be here? Right? If you want to be here, be part of something great. And you know what? It's not negative or positive. Sometimes players don't. I mean, because you think about it, this is their last contracts for players like him. Your contract is never going to get any bigger than what it is now. He's on the second contract. And you can't blame him. Yeah, you can't blame a guy who says, hey, man, I'm not restructuring my deal. Right?
Because everything he's going to get now is going to be like a 1-year deal or a 2-year deal. You got your big contract. It's very few players in the NFL get 2 big contracts. So, next thing you know, you'll be playing for a 1-year deal. Then you'll be a league minimum, a veteran minimum, which is just a little bit under $1 million. So, so it just really all depends on the player and what their attitude is and how motivated they are to win.
Yeah.
And I'm not waiting on this conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we're gonna have this within the next 2 weeks before everybody start going on vacation and all that. Mm-hmm. So we know where we are, going into the draft and all that other type stuff. So we know where we at.
Yep. Yeah. But the Bears,
and it's no knock on DJ. No knock on him, but it's people. But Jay, people don't understand. This is a business first.
They don't get it.
This is a business.
They don't.
This is a bit. Oh, but I love him. But hey, man, look, this is a business first. We came into the rebuild with some bad contracts, had to let some contracts go, and then got into some structures of a couple bad contracts, trying to keep people here that we thought were going to be great for the rebuild.
And the thing about it
everybody not going to be here.
The only bad contracts I see on the books right now is the ones that they made in the offseason this past season.
Yeah. That right, but that was trying to add to. That was trying to add to some things. But a lot of contracts that we actually have on the books too, we got a lot of 1-year contracts here. But they had to go get those offensive linemen, or we're not even having the show today. The show would have been over in December.
But you also got to remember, Tony got an extension, so Tony got 3 more years left. Jonah Jackson got an extension. So our interior is paid. You know, the offense. We got bad contracts on our defensive line right now. Grady Jarrett and Ian Bodajo contracts are just bad.
Yeah. Hey Jay,
Those are bad contracts.
let me share these numbers and we get back to the game. DJ Moore cap hit is $28.5 million this year. And I say this year, I mean 2026 season. Montez Sweat cap hit is $25,085,000. Jalen, these are the top three. Jalen Johnson cap hit is $25 million this year. Joe Tooney is $21.5 million. Dale, who probably played 2.5 games,
Yep.
his cap hit is $20 million. Jonah Jackson is 19.5. Grady Jackson, Grady Jarrett, we talked about early, $19 million. Tremaine Edmonds is $17.4 million. I think his contract ends at the end of this season.
It ends at the end of 2026.
Next year.
27.
Yeah.
Okay.
26.
Yeah.
26. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
End of 26 season. That's what I mean. In this season.
Yeah.
Upcoming season.
Right. So
that's a lot of money for a couple of guys
money.
like Dale, who's like I said, he hasn't pulled his weight. Do you want to pay Jalen Johnson $25 million again? Right? Take that hit. I don't know, right? I'm looking at Stevenson.
Don't ask me.
I want to keep Stevenson.
And now look at that list. and now everybody close your eyes and listen to every name on that list. And who are your playmakers? Close your eyes and look at that list. Who are your playmakers? I rest my case. All your playmakers are first and second year guys, which is fine. That's where you want to be in a rebuild.
Yep.
That's where you want to be in a rebuild. So now you got this upcoming draft. Now you add pieces to those 1 and 2 year players who are going to be up for contracts in the next 2 years, not even next year. You got 2 years before you decide you want to extend some of these guys. You know, Caleb got 2 years before you decide to pick up his fifth year option. Rome got 2 years to play before you decide to pick up his fifth year option. So you got some players that can be the nucleus in the core of your team. If you draft well and look at free agency through a fine lens where you don't pick up a lot of bad contracts.
Hey, Jay, let me ask you a quick question. Do you think the Bears will pick up Caleb Williams' fifth-year option?
They can pick his fifth year option next year.
Next year.
I know
That's what didn't I tell you that, Nutty? I said,
they're not allowed to.
No. I'm saying, I told Nutty today, I said, man, that boy done already played to his fifth-year option already.
Yep.
Like, it's a no-brainer. Like,
and see, that's the thing. You got to get all your pieces in place before you have to re-sign Caleb Williams. So you got 3 years.
Right. And don't take me the wrong way. Caleb, let me say this politically, and I'll go back and correct it. Caleb's not even good yet.
Yep.
That's scary. That's the scary part.
He's not even good yet. He won this year just off of talent alone, right? Now you get in there, you fix the mechanical stuff, and now it's like what's better than what? I can't even put it. Caleb Williams is not good yet. Let's put it like that. He does some tremendous things, but he's not a finished product.
That best version.
That's scary, right?
That best version of Caleb that beat Green Bay in that wild card game, and I use that as a stepping stone because they won the regular season and they won a playoff game. If that's the best you're gonna see of Caleb, you got another thought coming. He ain't even scratched the surface yet. This dude has not even, because his footwork is still bad. You know, he still stat down receivers.
That's what I'm saying. He's not good yet. I mean, he does some tremendous things.
It's scary.
But
it's scary.
If you look at his film, you wouldn't take a young quarterback and say, all right, emulate his footwork, emulate his throwing.
Yep.
You wouldn't do that. But you would say, hey, you better take his mentality of winning. You better take that with you, because when it comes down to going on the field in 2 minutes, that man converts into a damn Marvel comic human as far as coming to Iceman. You better take that with you. You know what I'm saying? He's a mutant when it comes to 2 minutes.
Right.
But he is not anywhere near a finished quarterback product. Bad footwork. Don't hit the intermediate open throws. All of this and all of that. Not good. But to me, he's great. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Quick, let me explain what Quick saying for those who especially just tuned in and like, what are they talking about? With him not being a finished product, he's still a top 10 quarterback. That's the scary part about it, right? Because you like, man, if they fix this, he's easily 1, 2, or 3 in this league. Easily.
Caleb will win an MVP. Caleb will win an MVP within the next 3
Caleb will
years.
win the MVP.
Oh.
Caleb is the most scariest quarterback in the NFL. That last throw to Komet, and you can pick any throw you want to pick. Nobody believes no quarterback could do what you do on no Madden, right? We playing Madden and we get in trouble and we running our quarterback 5, 10, 15 yards and we just throw a ball up in the air and catch it and win the game. That don't happen in real life. That is not supposed to happen. And when you listen to what he said, I decided to run back. I saw Zacchaeus, but I didn't want to throw it to him because he's a shorter guy in the case that, he had to go up and get it. I saw Komet and I said I needed a little bit more time so I could get it to Komet. Think about it. He's processing this information so fast that he wasn't throwing it up for grabs. He saw Komet and he was just trying to buy time so he could launch the ball. And he throws it and it lands in Komet's hands like the play was designed that way. I mean, it lands. It wasn't a receiver standing by himself. It's a guy guarding the receiver. It goes over that guy's head, lands in his hand. And you're like, man, he has so much to improve. But damn, he's scary as hell right now.
Mm-hmm. He got that hit factor.
Right.
You ever see a guy like no-look passes and stuff like that, and they're perfect. It's like, oh, they practiced that. So a lot of guys just got it. They showed this montage of Caleb Williams. I want to say it was either at the end of high school or the beginning of his career at Oklahoma. They're like 50 yards out and had him throw a football at the goalpost, and he hits the goalpost. They come back a couple years later, he does it again. And the way he did it wasn't like he sat up and concentrated. It's just certain dudes that got it. And one thing that Shannon Sharp was talking about too, pretty much on that same vein, that it factor portion that he has, most other quarterbacks don't get that to the end of their career.
Yeah.
This kid got it right now. So if you take that kid and you get him, help him to understand the fundamentals and his technique, that dude's going to be a symbiote, man. He's going to be a combination of every other, like a quarterback and a super quarterback.
Hey, I got a baseball analogy for you, guy.
Yep.
He's a young Derek Jeter.
Oh, yep. 100%.
He's a young Derek Jeter.
100%, man.
Once he figures all of it out, it's gonna be scary. It's like, man, we got a quarterback here in Chicago. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but
man,
and I went back and watched the show. I went back and watched the show when me and Nutty went on WVON, and we was talking about Caleb, and this was right before the 5-12 season.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I wish I knew the lottery numbers, but we predicted this.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Jay.
No, I just want to give a shout out to some of the guys that's watching. Shout out to Sean Muhammad. Big ups. Appreciate your support, bro. Kristen Jones, you always chime in. Talib, I appreciate y'all insight.
Brother Talib.
And everybody that's my brother Chris, everybody that's been supported us over the years, and they continue to come on this platform and give their information and their knowledge of the game. And we invite all. We don't turn down nobody. We invite everybody, but we like to thank you all, and we welcome any debate.
Yep.
And next year we got to get a hotline or something, man. We got to get us a hotline. People can call in. You know what I'm saying? Man, we expanded. What did I call this? I call this the poor man's first take. That's what this is. The poor man's first take. Yeah. Because I mean, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Quick, I was thinking about that, and I think I figured out a way we could do it. I can actually run the speaker through here, and y'all will be able to hear it. And I can run a Google number or whatever for the people to call and maybe going to get a chance to take 5 to 6
Yeah.
calls or something. But
Okay.
it'll give people a chance for we can hear them live. And it's a constant of taking this show to the next level. And like Jay said, hey, man, it's time to I'm going to use another word. It's time to make this syndicated. I think,
Right.
he used the word like it's time to make this syndicated, man. This show is good enough to be syndicated in other markets, and hit that subscribe button. Man, this to me is one. I know I'm being biased, but it's true. This is a great show. We pick up fans from other teams whenever we play a team. There's somebody chiming in for that particular city, man. And we got some people that talking some good stuff, man. And we're just not homers. Even with us cheering our team on, I believe each one of us also will point out the negative that we might have saw in a play and whatever it might be. And I think Ben Johnson is the right coach for this team. And Caleb Williams is the right quarterback. And he's the first quarterback that we've had that I've actually said we should extend. I actually like Jay Cutler, but I didn't think they should have extended him at that time.
Right.
Because I didn't think it matched up with where they were at the team. But that's another story. I didn't think they should have extended Mitch. I didn't think they should have extended Justin Fields. He's the first quarterback that I'm like, as soon as you can extend him, get it done. Get it done.
Today, and it's illegal. Man.
Yeah. But hey, let's get to the grades. If y'all want to get to the grades on the team, and then maybe we run. I know it's we're going to love. You know what? Happy Martin Luther King Day. I know this is the actual observation, the celebration. The actual date is actually January 15. But hey,
as far as
there.
Yeah, as far as grades for the game yesterday, I'm gonna get an offense a B. I think they played well in spurts. They really didn't play well overall because, again, like I said, I've been saying it all season. I still don't think this team played a complete game as a team the entire year. I'm gonna give the defense. I'm gonna give them an A though, because if you would have told me that Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, and those 3 tight ends with the 2 running backs with Corum and the other guy had come in here and they only scored 17 points in regulation, and Matthew Stafford throws no touchdowns, I got to give him an A for effort. I'm going to give the special teams, I'm going to give them a B because I think they played well. Torrey had maybe 1 punt that was kind of short, but for the most part, he punted pretty well. Our special teams covered pretty well yesterday. And the coaching staff, which starts with Ben, I'm going to give the entire coaching staff as a whole, as a collective. I'm not going to grade defense or special teams. I'm going to say as a collective, I'm going to give them a C. Because I think, Ben Johnson made some crucial calls in some situations that I thought, and I'm not an expert, but I thought watching the games was calls that didn't marry that wasn't married to the situation of the game.
Anybody got grades? Well, I go. I'll start off with the defense. I'm sorry for the highest grade first. Defense an A. They play a heck of a game. Offense, I'm going to give them a C. Just too many miscommunication, drops, et cetera. We saw it. Special teams, I'm going to give them, based off the situation, they wouldn't call on much, but they earned a B. Coaching staff, I'm going to give them a C for not adjusting to the game. Some of those field goals you should have taken. It was a couple of plays where, like even overtime offensively, maybe you don't have to go for all of it on that play. Great play, but you could have probably got something more simple. That's it.
We'll let you go last because I know that you're going to have those interesting grades.
Me?
Yeah, interesting, insightful grades. Defense guy, I'm gonna give defense a B minus.
B
I mean,
minus.
it should be an A. It should be an A, but I'm just a little woozy right now. Offense, I gotta give a C. Coaching, I give them a C. They absolutely didn't make adjustments. Special teams, I give a B. Fans, I give an A+ though, man, because they had that stadium loud than a mofo.
Yeah, I can't
I had to
say,
give it to
man.
them. I had to do extra
These
stuff.
last couple of weeks, and it's been relatively chilly. But the fans, I give big ups to the fans, man. They showed up and showed out for these last the last few games.
Yeah.
They really showed up and showed out.
There it is. All right, quick.
All right, let me hold on. Let me turn my hat around because I thought I heard guys say B minus. Matthew Stafford, 20 completions on 42 attempts.
Mhm.
Completion percentage is 47.6. Sacked 4 times, did not throw a touchdown. The leading rusher was Kyron Williams with 21 attempts for 87
86
yards,
yards. Yep.
a 4.1 average. Puka Nacua, 5 receptions for 56 yards on 10 targets. And
So I got
Devontae Adams,
2 catches.
2 catches
24.
for 24 yards on 6 targets. Somebody was doing this stuff for us.
Mhm.
The defense. And I'm not normally the dude that gives the defense an A, but god dang it, they get an A from me today.
Yes,
I don't
absolutely.
know. I don't know if you were smoking that ooh-wee guy with them damn grades. You just gave a B minus. Are you crazy?
Yeah,
Man,
I
them
stand
dudes
on
was
it.
playing lights out. All right, let me get to
They
the
were.
offense.
They were.
Man, the offense actually gets a C. Like you said, it's too many drop balls. That route by DJ, the miscommunication route, that's gonna go down as the miscommunication route. Too many drops. It's just we they get a C. Special teams, they didn't do anything wrong. Santos hit a major field goal to keep us in the game. Special teams actually gets an A for me. Now we get to those other people. They're called the coaches. And I'm going to take Dennis Allen out of this grade. He's got to go over here by himself. Dennis Allen gets an A. Ben Johnson gets an F. And the F means figure it the out. Right? Too many bonehead coaches. I mean, you lived your whole life for this moment. And we should be playing the Seahawks this week. And with house money, we should be playing the Seahawks this week. We had 3 opportunities to kick field goals. That's 9 points. And we lose by 3. Because sometimes you won't get out of your own way and you want to coach the 2000 way. Sometimes you need to go back to the 70s and just take the damn points. Those are my grades.
Great
A
points,
B
man.
minus?
Yes.
Dude, are you crazy?
Yes.
I totally agree with you.
I have to. I would have given him A, man, but I just wanted to be a hellraiser today, man. I think
A B plus? You said B minus.
Minus.
That's a C.
That's almost a C.
Not
Right.
my
Like I said,
grade.
that's a C.
No, at Lindblom, a B minus was like an 89.
Still, you hold Matthew Stafford to 250. I got to do my Stephen A. But you hold Matthew Stafford to 258 yards, no touchdowns. The
touchdown?
number 1 offense in the NFL. You hold them under a 100-yard rusher. Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams together don't
Not
even
even
have
100
100 yards. They don't have 100 yards together.
Yeah.
Together, put together. And you
Yeah.
say B minus? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yes. I had to. It's almost the last show of the season, man. I could have given him straight A's all the way through. So I think I'm gonna be the hellraiser.
Straight up, the defense gets
No,
an A. I always tease that.
Yeah.
Man, I hate to see that. What do they need to get an A then? I mean, they ain't played like this all year. We've been waiting
Right.
on a game like this
Have
for
I
them.
given him- have I
They're
given him
gonna have to go
a
visit the dean to get a grade change. Guy.
Yeah.
Override.
man.
You're right.
I
They
ain't
going
get
to the
my-
registrar.
They ain't give me my kickback this month, man. So I'm pissed.
What?
They ain't give me my kickbacks.
They gonna kick you, all right. Shit.
And I don't get late. I just want to mention a few of these real quick, man. That injury to Bo Nix was That was strange. That was
Yeah.
strange. I think the injury. I think he got injured on the play where they was kind of rolled him out to the left, and I don't know, was it to try to like stall some time? I'm not sure what that play was because he got about 2 yards. He kind of got wrapped up. Guy looked like he twisted his ankle. He kind of walked out there a little weird after that play, but then he made a throw after that play.
But you think
And when he kind of spiked it, you could kind of see it looked like something was wrong.
But man, Charbonnet too.
Yeah,
that's huge.
That's huge.
That's a huge loss.
And the other thing that somebody was
Yeah,
saying, they was like, he finished it off in the locker room, jumping up and down. He's like, they're not gonna tell you.
They ain't gonna tell you what really happened.
What really happened? But Monique's guy, he finished it off in the locker room, celebrating, kind of like that guy was at. I think he was with the Giants some years ago, and he pulled out the axe and hit himself with the axe on the leg. He was doing some crazy celebration and hit his leg with an axe.
Hey, but besides that 49ers and Seahawks game, this probably goes down as one of the better playoff years in NFL history. It has to. You got overtime games, last-second drives all over the place and all the rounds. I can't remember a time when this happened like this. You know, this is – it talks about the parity of the NFL.
Yeah, look, this was the only competitive game this weekend, really, this particular weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, the Denver game was not competitive. If you
it went to overtime. The Denver game went to overtime.
Oh, I'm sorry, not the Denver game. I'm thinking about the Texans game.
The Texans
game was, they had so many turnovers in that game.
Well,
that was that Ohio State quarterback. That was the Ohio State quarterback.
Yeah.
They had 4 interceptions. They had 4 interceptions in the first half. Stroud had 4 interceptions in the first half, man.
Hey, look, you know that with Ohio State quarterback, it's coming. It's a bad game.
They had 6 turnovers in that game.
Yeah, and the thing about it, too, is what happened to that daunting Texans defense that didn't show up yesterday? Or is the Patriots actually really that good? So we'll see.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, listen, I play defense, and as soon as you sit down and get a little squirt of water, they holler at sudden change, and you got to run back out there every 2 minutes. Man, we tired. What is you talking about? Like, man, hey, can you take care of the ball?
Yeah.
At some point?
But
I just came over here to try to get a Gatorade.
Yeah, they looked terrible yesterday.
Yeah, that was Ohio State quarterback. I sense a pattern developing with those Ohio State quarterbacks.
So, unfortunately, the Bears are no longer in this playoff run. And in fact, we had some more firings today. It's a coach got fired.
Sean McDermott from the Buffalo Bills.
Sean McDermott got fired. Yeah, he got fired. He got fired this week.
Now, I was shocked. I was shocked by that.
You can't be shocked. This is what I told Nutty. Patrick Mahomes has had more effect on the NFL not being in the playoffs than being in the playoffs, because this was everybody's year to win. Yep. Everybody was supposed to win because he wasn't in, and now they like, well, if we can't win it without him being there, we damn sure ain't gonna win it with him being there with this dude. So
because briefly, if you look at it, Pittsburgh for the last 15 years have always blamed the Patriots for why they couldn't advance. Right? They would Tomlin would go on some kind of thing about the Patriots do this. They wet outside. Right? He would have some kind of reason. Then all of a sudden Mahomes come. Now they have another reason. Buffalo is Mahomes. They have another reason. Now Ravens, they have some other reason. If you look at it, Ravens don't make it this year. Pittsburgh get killed in the first round. Buffalo is exit again. So
my thing is this though. Now you fire Sean McDermott. It's already 9 head coaching positions that's opening, and we already seeing some of these head coaches being recycled again. So who are you going to get for your coach? And to me, Buffalo's losing is not because of coaching; it's because of personnel.
Yeah.
Ever since Stephon Diggs left there, they have not had no quality wide receivers on that roster.
Right. And the other thing too, Jay, the personnel is bad, but you keep the GM and make him the team president. How does that even happen?
Make
And
it make
he's
sense.
responsible for the personnel.
Make it make
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah,
That makes no
why I
sense.
said that was when we was talking about the pregame. That's why I said Buffalo was going to lose. I'm a Josh Allen fan, so it's not. But I said you cannot win like that. To me, I compare that to if we go to basketball. That's like Allen Iverson and them when they get to the championship against the Lakers. Oh yeah, you won one game. We're gonna smoke you the next 4, right? Because you cannot win with one man football, right? Between him and the running back, none of those receivers on that team.
And don't get me wrong,
To me, they like all twos. It's a bunch of 2s and 3s.
I was going to say, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they're not good, but
Right.
in the NFL, I don't care what team you are, you need a legitimate number one wide receiver on your team. I'm sorry, that's just my thinking. You can, and everything else falls in line. But
Well,
you
you ain't got
gotta
to
have a
say they ain't good, but they not. I mean, like, you ain't got to say it, but everybody knows they not. Who's it?
you
Dawson Knox and Gabe.
just Gabe Davis and Secure and all them guys. Those are like 2s and 3s. It's just like Green Bay. It's just like Green Bay. Green Bay got a bunch of 2s and 3s on their team. They don't have no legitimate number one wide receiver.
And they got Dak Prescott Jr. as the quarterback. So, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And the challenge the challenge Buffalo is going to face is the ascension of the Patriots coming back again, right? Because other than that, yeah, you might beat Miami and the Jets really easy, but we don't know because Miami fired their coach. So you don't know like which direction they may go. That's one of those vacant jobs that are still out there. I think Atlanta hired somebody.
Stefanski.
They had Kevin
Stefanski, yeah. So they hired somebody. I
So
think
like I said,
is still open.
Like I say, these coaches that's gotten fired are getting retreaded all over because it ain't gonna be too many of these organizations like Buffalo. That's a pretty much story organization. Like I'm interested to see who's gonna take the Pittsburgh job. You know, it's been 3 coaches in Pittsburgh since 1969. So who's gonna take that job?
Hey, we should be real good next year against the Lions. Just came out. The Lions hired the Cardinals offensive coordinator, Drew Pessing. So we should be winning both of those guys next year. Be like, man, yeah.
So it's gonna be an interesting coaching cycle going around. But it's gonna be interesting to see who's gonna take that Pittsburgh, who's gonna be hired in Pittsburgh, and who's gonna be hired in Buffalo. All the other teams really don't matter. I mean, who cares? Arizona hires a coach every 2 or 3 years, so they irrelevant.
Well, you gotta have the Ravens too in there. The Ravens
as well as
the Ravens out of all of those. I mean, like,
as well as the Ravens. I forgot about the Ravens.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The AFC has restructured because of Mahomes. It's like, all right, we can't beat him when he's not there. Let's just try to find something else. But the Baltimore job, to me, in the AFC, is the one that's the most intriguing because of Lamar and Zay Flowers, and if Henry comes back, and a couple other things. That's the job. If I want to go to the AFC, that's where I want to be at. Yeah. Not so much in Buffalo, because now I got to hope that the GM give me at least one receiver.
Yeah. And Pittsburgh don't have a quarterback, so
that's exactly why I don't want to go there. At least start with a quarterback.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. That's been a problem anyway, right? I always say when you're a team that's kind of like on the fringe, the worst thing to be is stuck in mediocrity.
Yep.
And you win and get bounced in that first round. What that actually means is you're drafting between 18 and 22 constantly. Mm-hmm. You're not getting the top unless you get luck. You're not getting the top quarterback. No top quarterback is actually still on the board at 18. They're gone. So what you're doing is hoping you can find that diamond in the rough late in the draft, or you getting that guy in the second round. And what's happening with teams like that, they're still operating on that old philosophy. They're gonna throw all their resources on defense, and they think that they can put anybody back there at quarterback. Look, when the last time anybody won with that Trent Dilfer mentality? It doesn't work. Yeah. People keep making reference to Trent Dilfer and all that. Man, dude, do you realize that was like 2000? 2003 or whatever that was.
2002, I think it was. I
Come
think it
on,
was
man.
2002. Yeah.
And I think you had Brad Johnson
Brad
before that.
Johnson was
And
here.
Brad Johnson,
Yeah.
look how long ago that was. That's not how teams win in the NFL no more. You cannot. I ain't gonna say you can't get a guy that could come in and won't perform well. That's not how you win in the NFL. You have to have a quarterback, and whenever the quarterback in there, we watch it this year with the Bears. That's why you know Caleb Williams is the guy. The quarterback could make up for all the other shortcomings your team may have. And the Bears are in a perfect position because they got a bunch of young players. And the mistake you could make is getting locked into too many old players to try to rush a situation versus developing your young guys and let this team grow together.
And it's like I was telling guys yesterday, they was like, well, they can spend money on this. I'm like, the only sport you can buy a championship is baseball.
Baseball.
That's the only sport you can buy.
Hey, don't talk about my Dodgers like that, man.
Because that's exactly who I'm talking about.
Don't talk about my Dodgers like that. We be right back. 3P, baby. 3P. 3P.
Hey, y'all don't have anything else we could close out for the day, man. And I know we'll be back with some shows. We're going to do some more playoff stuff. We're going to do the 2-minute drill. Yep, quick 2-minute drill. Yeah. And also we got some special shows coming up. We got this debate going on about the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
You already know who it is.
Yeah, we got that show coming up. And Jay, was it another one you wanted to talk about? I think a few of them that you had ideas.
If it is, I don't remember. I'm still in the fog from last night. So
okay.
I literally took off work today because I knew I was gonna be in late last night. I didn't get in last night till almost close to midnight.
Okay. Oh, that's early. That's early for you.
Yeah, but the game was 2 hours earlier too.
That's early. That's way early. Dude, how was the stadium when he made that catch though? Like that throw, like it had to go off.
I was just texting everybody. Y'all saw my text. I was like absolutely insane. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. Soldier Field was a ride this year, boy. I ain't had no year like this in Soldier Field a long time, man. And I'm gonna quote unquote say it in quotes. It was well worth the money. Wink, wink. But man, we had a good time this year. We had a good time.
Okay. Hey, well, thank everybody for giving us part of your holiday to tune into Bears Banter Talk Show. I mean, we got great content. Make sure you hit subscribe. I actually seen a couple of subscribers that popped up today, man. We appreciate those people who just subscribed today. Man, until next time.